Like, how could we bring people together around a moment? And a defining moment for the continent, a defining moment for the game. Are you guys ready?
It definitely plays with your emotions.
Yeah, I think people don't realize how many close calls happened.
Bőrávim kell.
They could close this out and claim glory, African glory on Call of Duty Mobile.
Started. You can get that. I'm wearing my OG Call of Duty hat. This is where it all started. Q4 2022.
So the Carry1st Africa Cup is an idea that has been in thoughts for at least 2 years now. And in Q4 of 2022, when we initially started working with certain AAA partners to expand their games on the continent, we realized that there was a gap that could be filled by being able to get these players from all these different countries and bring them together for one grand tournament. Then I believe it was in March of 2024 when we were about to get into Q2, I get on a strategy call with my manager talking about what we want to do for the rest of the year. And he comes back to me with this big plan to have an Africa-wide tournament.
At Carry1st, we like to solve hard problems. And Lucy, as our manager, she likes to push us to solve even harder problems. So her idea was to do something epic with the big impact and create a defining moment in the African gaming history. So she challenged us with achieving something like this. And we sat with Dom, and you know, Dom has this experience and this track record organizing esports events in Nigeria and other African countries. So we thought, okay, why not just bring it to the next scale, you know, and instead of doing it in one country, let's do it on the continent and run the largest and the first ever Call of Duty Mobile esports tournament in Africa with a prize pool that's unprecedented. So yeah, I mean, at that point we liked the idea. We didn't thought it was too crazy, even though it was, and we were just up for the challenge.
Immediately he started talking about it. I knew where this was coming from. I knew that, okay, there was someone behind the scenes who was the proponent for this, who had initially been pushing for this since 2022, which was Lucy. And I was still a bit opposed to the idea until one day I get a message from Lucy. She wants to have a one-on-one.
I remember earlier this year, we were thinking about how we just grow this community of players, right? And we know that this is a competitive game, right? And so it was, you know, beyond engaging with folks on social media or through campaigns or through streaming, like how could we bring people together around a moment, right? And a defining moment for the continent, a defining moment for the game in Africa. And so really it was just about this idea of dreaming bigger, right? And creating a platform where all of this would come together visually.
And I raised the issue in my head about the cup and why I feel maybe we need to slow things down or work around one or two things. And her words to me verbatim were, we need to take big bets. And it was wild to me, but once she said that, my mindset really changed about everything else, because I realized we're never going to ever be that impactful partner on the African continent if we aren't willing to take the big bets that some people are maybe scared to take. From then, it was a complete 180 for me. I got the team together, started having strategy sessions, put together the A team for who would handle what across content, press, event operations, tournaments, player operations, and all these sorts of things. And we essentially started going from there.
So let's start with Dom, who is leading the project. So he's the Cup 24 project owner. Spencer is playing a critical role in the relationship with Activision, getting them on board, making them understand what we do, making them trust what we're doing. Senez is playing a great role with the player relationship, so recruiting players to the competition and interacting with them to guide them through the entire competition process. James is playing a critical role as well on social media, creating the content, along with Mish. Nadim is playing a big role with the media and press relationship. We have the Kenya team who will help on the ground in the in-person event in Nairobi, so namely Caroline, Joanna, Michael and Fury. Lane is helping finding sponsors and liaising with brands to get them on board. Hamza has put a great design, so the Cup logo and brand identity is his creation. Gorata is helping a lot with the legal side of things, supporting us with the contractual aspect of the Cup, and Sheyi is supporting us with the creative creation.
So one of the first things we did was create the logo and go about making the branding around the Cup and what it would look like. Hello, my name is Hamza. I'm the design lead at Carry1st. We first started by sketching out ideas for the tournament logo. We went through different iterations, trying out shapes, styles, patterns. The final logo has this strong dynamic look with African tribal patterns worked in or into the design. It was all about bringing that cultural touch without losing the competitive modern energy. And from there, things just flowed naturally. The logo became the starting point for the landing page. We kept the same energy, bold, clean, and visually striking. It all came together smoothly and nothing felt forced or overthought. The whole process just felt right.
We announced the Cup at Lagos Games Week in April, and I was on stage, there was the video with the players' reaction, the announcement, the fireworks, this was crazy. It was a really hectic moment. What was good is that the community, the players were in the room, So when we announced the prize pool, which is jaw-dropping, like $15,000 US, it was they were really excited about this opportunity. So it was good to feel, that we're organizing an event for the community and the community appreciates it. And being able to experience it in person during this Cup announcement was really good.
So the sign-up goal for the Carry1st Cup campaign, we set the target for 96 teams and we got about 126 teams that registered for the Cup. What it means for me, it feels like a breath of fresh air. It's something I think generally, not just the competitive players like the esports players, even the casual gamers and the fans, they've been looking forward to something as big as this, something where you have players from South Africa, from Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, all together in one central location. You could really test the true skill level of each individual player. I would like for it to bring up the conversation about Africa being included in champs, like in World Championship, puts Africa on the map and the world is able to realize the kind of talents we have in Africa,
I wanted them to see them competing, see their seriousness, and really get a sense of the potential here and the reason why they should care.
I mean, the excitement and atmosphere around that was just electric.
I think a lot of brands didn't realize that maybe putting in that extra time and work would have put them on a stage to connect with the gaming audience in a great way.